Righty-ho, let's do this. Hello, folksicles. Wrong screen. That's the one I want. There we are. Hey, get in there. Come on. Right, chat, do your thing. Are you going to refresh for me? Of course it's not. When does it ever? Click, click, click. Refresh. You see, I should do that before I go live, yeah? But the moment I switch the scenes, it resets itself like a wonderful bit of kit it is. How are you, folks? I know I have been quiet this week. It's been my birthday week, and for a number of different factors, I just needed to step back. A couple of them, it was in the vlog, although I have a feeling I've misscheduled that, so it may come out tomorrow. Yeah, but as I said in the vlog, I haven't even checked if it's come out today or tomorrow. I wasn't sure with the time codes. I've been a bit all over the place. With doing the book and everything, I ended up working nights. And quite a few of you off the back of last Sunday's show reached out to me to sort of, a little bit concerned about my health. And one of you made a good point that, yeah, Mel, you may be doing well with the black dog, but you shouldn't really prod it unnecessarily. And so I've been taking a bit of time to just sort of get myself back onto a normal pattern. On top of that, yeah, I've been, the book's going well. I've been spending a lot of time with tech. Yeah, big screens, very big screens, and learning how to do new things with new tech, because that's one of the things I've been investing my time in to get a bit quicker. But obviously that takes time, figuring all that out. Just trying to figure out how to get the better resolutions and stuff on these new monitors. Yeah, it's taken me a little while. Yeah, but I'm getting there. On the plus side, it's paying off in the writing, because although I was slow with writing this week, yeah, I sat down, I think on Wednesday, yeah, and I knocked out about 3,500 words in a day, which is pretty damn impressive for me. So, yeah, I am back in the form. We may have a video on Tuesday, but what's happening with the videos at the minute is I've only got my Burma build that I'm really working on. And the idea was it was supposed to be a side project while I do the physical builds for the book. Now, they don't start for another week or so. Yeah, and so my reason to go into the studio has just been my Burma build. And with everything else that I've got to get sorted, just the motivation to get into the studio to do, my hobby project, it's fallen by the wayside. And that means the content on it's fallen by the wayside. So I'm a little bit annoyed about that. But we'll bounce that back. Yeah, thing is, all these things and the slump in the channel and all that sort of stuff, I know what the reason is, you know what I mean? So I'm happy about that. Just to let you know, Backer Kit is open, and if you've not jumped on the campaign during the campaign, and you'd like to jump on before it goes to print, yeah, you can do that via Backer Kit. All the information is on the latest Kickstarter update. There. How are we, folks? Anyway, so yes, that's where Mel's been. So tomorrow it is, yes. I think I'm trying to use this new software, yeah, to sort of make it easier to schedule things and publish things. But I'm still getting used to it, you know what I mean? Right, I have tons of comments. And I'll tell you what, I can see them clear. These are big screens, yeah. Mel's not used to Mel got bigger screen. Yeah, but Mel wasn't used to big screens. The bigger screen has gone to the studio. Well, it's going to the studio. Yeah. The big screens that I've turned, they're big. I could get a tan off these. They're not 4K. Yeah. They're the one in between. Is it the 1440? The Quad HD? Yeah, but damn, it makes working so much easier. So, this is my ugly mug. Yeah. They're monstrous. I mean, look at them next to a packet of of random sweets, because we're on Twitch. Yeah, but I immediately noticed the difference after I installed them, and I finished installing them. Yeah, probably what time? About 2 o'clock last night. I finished actually setting them all up and getting them in place and everything, and actually getting them working properly. And I'll tell you what, I don't have to sit like this, because I mean, with the old screens, because they were smaller, even with my bigger one, yeah, I used to sit like this, sort of leaning in to see things, and I can actually sit comfortably back, and I can see everything I need. So I see loads of comments. I see loads of people. $1 became 74 today. Oh, that's a backer kit comment, I'm sure. I'm sure that's a backer kit comment. Right. Am I going to... Yeah, let's throw open the question, Doc. Right, remember, guys, you can throw any questions at me. You can throw terrain questions at me. You can throw relatively personal questions at me. I'm not disclosing everything on YouTube. Or you can throw questions about the book and that sort of stuff. The link is down below in the description. The Google Doc is accepting questions right now. Go down. There's a link down there. Just go over to the Google Doc. You don't need to be logged in. Just leave your screen name. Let me know what platform you're on, whether you're on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. And then just enter your question there. And we'll get to them once they start to build up. So I'll keep an eye on those. In the meantime, we've got lots of comments. So... see if I can do this on this. I'm experimenting with my bigger screens. Right. Oh, I possibly can. I really possibly can. Never in the world has you seen someone so excited over having bigger screens. So if I drop that one to there, I'll do that with that. Oh yes, I can have two browser windows right now. I can see the comments and the questions at the same time. That's a first. And my and my actual streaming thing. So, Mel is a very happy chappy. Right. Right, I'm seeing questions come out. And it's a terrain question about modular castle walls. We'll get stuck into that in a minute, whoever submitted that. Yeah, I see another one. James has got one in. Pete's got one in. Come on, I want about 5 to get started, and we'll do them in groups of 5. Right, while we do that, I'm going to have a scroll through these comments. We'll have a bit of a natter, eh? I swear Gnome stole the frame windows of the small Imperial Temple I'm working on. Oh, here we go. Are you getting a chair? Because it is the holidays and I can't send you to bed. Sure. Okay then. Hi, Susan's in from Arizona. Hello, Pagan, I see you. He's found his windows. All hail the Mel. Hello, Insane. Hiya, Tam. Hiya, Bill. Button polyps. Hey, Josh over on Facebook. Yes, I can clearly see you if you're on Facebook. So if you do want to chat with me on Facebook, throw some comments in. Because it seems to be working a lot better now. You can see my screen in the background of that glass. Can you answer the question before it's asked? Normally, yes. Oh, Shambles! Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Right, yes. People talking about I opened the Black Dog Day in Belgium. Oh, Patrick, done a field down, mate. It's Sunday. We're chilling tonight, mate. Yeah.
Sockets.
My sockets?
Yeah, like
Oh, no, Dad's had a tidy.
Are they on that side now?
Yes.
Well, this makes it a lot more complicated.
It does make it a lot more complicated on the basis that you're on that side. It's great, isn't it?
Can you, like, move it across so I can put this in, like, quickly?
It won't move across.
How am I going to do my editing now?
Well, you see, my desk design wasn't configured for your editing.
Fair enough, I did on 100.
Well, if it's got 100%, you don't need a plug in it, do you? I mean, you can live on 1%. I've seen you, like, lasting on 1%, so you don't need Right, remember, you can't play any music or anything like that or anything with noise.
I'll get copyrighted.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, darling. Right, so thank you, Shambles. Yeah, update on the chair. As you can see, I am still using the crappy naffy chair. Okay? I did order my new chair, and it did come 2 days ago.
But it was used.
Yeah, they sent me a used one. And then they tried to say it was a new one, so I sent them photos saying there was no way in hell this is new. Plus, you've written used on the side of the box. So they've accepted the return, but in true mess me about style, I've got to pay the postage on a 15 kilogram huge box. So what Mel did is Mel went, all right then, I know this game. Yeah. What you're trying to do is trying to get me to accept having a used one rather than going through all this hassle. So I messaged him to let them know that I've got no problem taking it straight across the road to my local post office, and I'll be okay paying for it myself, waiting for it in the refund, but it's probably going to cost them a lot of money to go buy Royal Mail, with it being 15 kilograms and over 3 foot tall, and and so I've just given them the opportunity to arrange pickup. And we'll see if they arrange pickup. And if not, then I'll play that game. Paul's snow modelling. Good to hear you're keeping on track. Pacing is everything. Yeah, I'm getting a lot better at writing. I've got a laptop. Yeah, the laptop, the idea being is that when I get to the practical...
Chromebook.
What?
It's a Chromebook, Dad.
It's not a Chromebook.
There it is.
Actually, it's not a laptop.
It's a touchscreen.
It's a tablet. But it's got a Bluetooth keyboard. Yeah, it's got a Bluetooth keyboard, but the keyboard's removable. So technically, it's a tablet. Yeah, technically,
yeah, but you can remove the tablet, so it's just a keyboard.
Yeah, it could just be a keyboard. Very true. But I've got this new bit of kit. I'm working on it, and I'm getting comfortable with it. You have to use a stylus. Yeah, and that took me a couple of days to getting used to. But damn, it's so much better for video editing. Right, I'm going to jump on I see James asking me his question in the comments, so I'm going to jump on the questions right now. Let's just very quickly. Yeah, old ones are now eBay fad it. Yeah. If you hold Windows and press an arrow key, you can make Windows fit half a screen. Oh yes. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Thank you, buddy. Nice one, Jesper. Right, people are talking, crappy nappy. How about becoming... I did it. Right, just people are generally chatting. Right, let's do some questions since we've got them. Yes.
I suffered a good minute of depression today.
You don't joke about that, but go on.
Okay, sorry. I was on YouTube, right? Two of my favourite YouTubers broke up.
The two people split up. Look how devastated I am. Two people have split up on YouTube.
You know the ones that gave me and you a shout out?
I don't remember them giving me a shout out.
Well, they didn't put you in the shout out video as well because I mentioned you. I'm a good girl.
She's a good girl. But they split up, did they?
Yeah. Popular MMOs and gaming with Jen.
Well, it's alright because they're probably skint and they probably need a big boost on the Google ad revenue. So a bit of drama.
They've got 10 million.
Yeah, so so a bit of a drama will bring in a nice big, and then they'll get a nice big boost when they get back together.
They're not getting back together. They've already moved.
They've already moved. Is it that serious? Are they splitting the channel? Are they?
No, they each have their separate ones, but my favourite, the vlog one's been deleted.
Oh, don't worry. It'll be along again.
Problem is, the best part of all of the channels, Cloud the cat.
The cat's the best part of the channel?
Yeah.
So who gets the cat?
They don't know. They're giving it to Jen's mum because they can't keep it because they're just going to fight over it. And I'm like, give it to me.
We're not having another cat. Right.
Wait, we already have a cat? Damn, why don't you tell me these things, Dad?
Right, shall we crack on after that little... Okay, James, watching on YouTube, is asking, any tips on creating modular castle walls? Lots and lots. Okay, first you want to decide...
Just check out the series, it's a lot easier.
Can you let me speak? Right, first you got to decide whether you want straight edge or interlinking. Because obviously with castles you've got bricks overlap. Now, the interlinking is harder to pull off, but it does look a lot better when you do. Going straight edge obviously leaves those lines, but what you can do is you can get overlapping buttresses. So very much like a feature, yeah, and that would sit on top of one, so that when the walls came together, yeah, one of them would actually have like an overlapping feature that would hide the join line. Now, you can certainly do that, but your next issue is going to be, the towers. Now, gatehouses aren't really a problem because they tend to be rectangular, okay? But the towers, you can go for square towers, in which case you'll be able to flush up against those pretty easily. The moment you go for anything round, yeah, you're obviously going to have that issue of getting things to sit flush and that sort of stuff. There's a couple of ways round that. What you can do is, with your round towers, you can extend the battlement of the towers, by about an inch. Yeah, so they've got an inch of battlement either side of the actual tower. That allows you to basically get your straight walls and meet straight up to them. Okay? Really neat. You don't need to worry about how they fix into the tower. And by using sort of like connectors, yeah, the actual tower itself, you don't have to bring in modularity concerns into it. As long as it fits with its two connectors that connect it onto the rest of the modular elements, yeah, anything in between those connectors doesn't matter. So you can have big towers, small towers, ruined towers. You know, you could have a donjon. A donjon it's where we get the word dungeon. Yeah, the dungeon is a derivative of donjon. Donjon is a French word, essentially for the main tower. So quite often when you would have a keep, which is like the square bit in the middle of the bailey. I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. In the middle of the bailey. Yeah, that's right. I know. I need to go and see Shad's videos and refresh myself on a couple of terminologies. Yeah, he's got some cracking castle vids as our Shad. Yeah, but anyway, if you've got the keep, on top of that you've got the central bit. There you've got like the major tower, and that was the donjon. Yeah, and that was the very posh bit of the keep. Yeah, typically, yeah, the lord would live in the top, and he would store his most valuable prisoners in the bottom, the dungeon. Yeah.
Oh, Dad, you're getting smarter. Good job.
So yeah, very much like all those elements, if you use connectors for your modular walls, anything in between them you can build in any style you want. You know what I mean? Obviously you've got to make decisions on whether you want to go for right angles, whether you want to use 45 degrees in there, because that's something that you need to decide at the very start. Guess who's written 3,000 words on modular planning in the past 2 weeks. You could say I'm a bit fresh on this area, yeah? But basically it's about the connectors. So unless you're going for straight walls, yeah, it's all about your connectors. Yeah, as long as you use connectors, anything in between doesn't matter. Do them however you want. Make them look cool. Yeah? Obviously, standardise your connectors. Yeah, so you're going to need to template those up. Undo. Yeah, obviously, standardise those up. Also, remember, with your walls, remember, they don't all have to be perfect. You can have ones with minor damage. You can have ones that have got a full collapse. And then you can build a slight scatter base on them. Yeah, with the rubble coming down, making sort of a ramp up to sort of like, you know, about a third of the way up the wall through the gap and then back down the other side. So that's a nice little realistic bit. And the nice bit about doing ruined pieces like that is, because it's about a third of the way up the wall and back down again, there's no line of sight from ground level straight through, which I always feel is a bit weird when you do ruined castle walls. So I'm going to draw a line on my comments there on modular, because I think that's enough to get you started. Yeah, and I'm going to have a quick nose through the comments before we get cracked on with the next one. I see 6 questions so far and I've done 1.
And then hurry up.
Mel, please tell me the model of your new laptop, and would you recommend it? I got it's a Surface Pro 7. Yeah, I got the basic standard one, which was the 250 gig with, I think it's got 16 gig of memory or 18 gig of memory. I rate it highly. Yeah. It actually renders faster than my video editing machine, which blew my socks off. It can actually edit 4K footage. Yeah. So yeah.
What does 4K mean?
4K is like 4 times HD. It's a much higher quality footage. For mobile phones, and I'm looking at cameras that'll record on that level. Yeah, but I don't normally do stuff to that level because normally my computers can't deal with it.
And now you can.
Yeah, Grumpy Cat. Oh right, everyone's talking about Grumpy Cat.
Wait, the dad's Grumpy Cat. Don't we
No,
already know that?
Grumpy Cat. There was a cat called Grumpy Cat, and he died.
I know.
Oh. I messaged you the other day about building ladders, and you said it was on your YouTube channel. Still can't find me. Could you send me the link, please?
Do you want me to get on that?
Someone must know my ladder video. Just Google terrain tutor ladders. It'll turn up.
I was on it.
Have you seen the BBC documentaries about the historians building an entire castle down in France? Yeah. I actually followed the castle on Facebook, their official Facebook page. Really fascinating stuff. There's a little bit of me, that if I found the time, I wouldn't mind, going over and just volunteering for a week and help build a castle. Yeah, I realise I'm just going to be pushing medieval wheelbarrows around for a week. I'm not going to be doing anything fancy. But the idea that I'm helping build a castle would be pretty cool.
Dad, you're at 121k.
Am I? Okay. Have I heard Lindy Bridge is into terrain building? I remember seeing a couple of videos of his. I know he's a war gamer. I don't watch much of Lindy's videos at the minute. I am one of his patrons, but he seems to have taken a divergence from the historical stuff. You know what I mean? We do that as creators. We go in different directions. Yeah, it's like when Shad starts doing sword stuff and all about which sword was better. I don't care. Tell me why. Tell me why we use wattle and daub. Tell me why the different thatches, and tell me the stuff I can use for terrain. To find the ladder video, follow these steps. Right.
Dad, 11 million people have just looked at this.
No, they haven't looked at that. I've had 11.5 million video views.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't actually. It's actually closer to 18 million. But what happens is when you unlist them and you unarchive them, the views come off your total, darling. Right. Grawley's saying HD is 180 pixels per square inch. 4K is 4,000. No, I don't think it's 180 pixels per square inch. I think HD is 1080 is the height of the screen in pixels. Height of the display in pixels. Yeah, because the ones I've got are 1440. They're not 4K. There's no way I could afford 4K.
Dad? Even I can't find the ladders.
I thought I did a video on ladders.
No, gone through your channel, your videos, your playlists, nothing.
I'll have to check. Right.
What would the full name be if it was?
Ladders.
Making ladders or something like that.
Right, okay. Peter's asking, I've been trying to use clump foliage a bit more, but it always looks like bobs of foam glued on things. How can I improve the look?
Let's make cheap and easy scenic scattered terrain bases.
Chill. Just don't worry about it. Chill. Right. Blobs of foam glued on things. First thing is placement. When you're doing clump foliage, think about where it would grow naturally. I mean, you get shrubs and bushes and stuff like that growing where they're where they can be protected. So you get them in alcoves. You don't get them in the middle of a field. You know what I mean? Or very rarely. Yeah, there's always exceptions. But think about where they're going. So tuck them in corners, tuck them up against rocks. Second thing is the rule of 3. 1's okay, 2 looks odd, 3 is better. So whenever you're placing them, try and organise them in groups of 3. And don't be regular. Don't have regular spacing between them. So don't say like I'll put a bit here and then every couple of inches I'm going to put a couple more. Put a load there, leave a load of inches and put one there. Yeah.
Wouldn't that make it uneven?
Yeah, that's the point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, part of the realism is to make it uneven. What makes it look odd or not right is it being regular. On top of that, take a look at your colours. I mean, I don't know whether you're using homemade or eBay or Woodland Scenics or Javis. Yeah. But your colours, you want nice drab mute colours. Okay, desaturated colours we call them. If you're making your own, just throw a bit of grey in with your green. Yeah. But they're not, without actually seeing a picture of what you're trying to show or what you're trying to, it's difficult to explain beyond that. Pete's been making cobblestone roads Mel style in homage to the path of northern France. They've turned out great, but the ferrule work didn't give me cramp. Thing is, the ferrule technique, it's a diorama technique. You know, you've got to be committed to do that on wargaming terrain, mate. So I applaud you, sir. I applaud your commitment to excellent tables. You love life mode taking a hit. Never mind it. Right, okay. Is that an eye?
Yeah.
Scroll that out of it. Are you just doing an eye?
No, I'm working on a full face. I'm just zooming in on the eye.
So you've spent 5 minutes doing the pupil in an eyeball.
Some of the art is better than mine.
She's got skills. Right, I think you mentioned ladders in the fence video. Might be in the fence video. Could be, actually. I think I did actually show it across.
Like, Dad.
Small side part of another vote. He made a jig to keep them straight and even. Yes, I will have shown it in a jig video. That's what it is.
How long do you think people took to make that little bagel?
That's impressive art. But like I say, you're getting better and better.
Oh, should I go check in those videos for you?
Oh, no, you don't worry about videos. You crack on, darling. Weren't there ladders in the trench series? There certainly was. Right, so that was Pete's question on clump foliage. As always, guys, if you're liking this stuff, links down below for the old Patreon and all that sort of stuff. Quick links. You can even buy stickers on YouTube. I am going to check PayPal. I'm not expecting. Yeah, I haven't been pushing hard, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, Jace will be telling me off. But I just need to make sure I'm not missing anyone. When did that come in? Pagey? I don't know what Pagey is, and I don't know what time they sent it, but if it was you, thank you, buddy. I don't know who Pagey is, but thank you, buddy. They've sent a couple of nuggets in. Right, let's have a look at the comments.
Can I give you a little announcement? In the Let's Make Modular Wargaming Trench Terrain, there is ladders, because I can see it right there, and you made the entire build yourself.
Right, okay, so definitely there are ladders, yeah, in the modular wargaming trench terrain. There you go.
Well, that's a tongue twister and a half.
She's good, isn't she? Yes,
Did anything else?
Yes, ladders and walkways. That's not a long time. Eyes, can't stand to paint eyes. I can't paint standing eyes on models. Hey, Jez. Quick eye, face down with pounding headache or migraine. Light scanners. Throw a damp towel around the back of your neck, mate. Yeah, migraines, any sort of headaches which involve eye problems, you know, your eyes feel bad or, you know, anything like that. It's due to a stiff neck. This is what... Time to kick in the old physio, Mel. Yeah, but basically... when all your blood... Basically, yeah, everything from the eyes, yeah, is processed at the back of the head here. Yeah, and this bit here. It's called the occipital. It's occipital. Yeah, something along those lines. It's been 20 years, guys. Give me a break. Yeah, I remember the stuff. The names are getting a little bit fuzzy. Yeah, but all the visual stuff is processed here. The problem is, yeah, that this part of the brain gets its oxygen, yeah, from the blood vessels that run along the musculature of the neck. So if you're doing something where you're staring up or, you know, that crouch sort of thing, you know what I mean? Anything over a desk a lot, you can get a lot of tension in your neck, and that clamps down on those blood vessels, restricting the supply of oxygen to the visual part of the brain, which you then get visual symptoms along with your headache. Okay, so, what you call it? What you need to do, one second, don't let me lose track. What you need to do is, ideally, frozen peas, yeah, out of the freezer. Get a bag of frozen peas, wrap it in a damp tea towel. Yeah, you use a damp tea towel to prevent frost and ice burn. Yeah, so the water transfers the cold, but it's not cold enough that it'll actually burn the skin. Yeah, and all you basically got to do is you got to lie on the floor, okay, flat on the floor with your ice pack underneath your neck, and then at the same time, get your legs, and they've got to go up against the wall or up on a chair. Basically, what you want to do is it's a bit like when they say when people are in shock, how you elevate the legs to make sure that, you know, they get the blood towards the core of their body. Same with that, because the visual problems have been caused by the lack of oxygen. Yeah, putting your legs up helps get the blood up there, and once you get the oxygen in there, can really help. As Willow is demonstrating right now for us.
No, let's just try and see if this works. I haven't got any frozen peas, but... Wow.
Feeling better? Headache gone? There you go. There's one sock on and one sock off. Oh, Willow. Yeah, what you got? So if you got headaches at the back of the head, that one. If your headache is at the top of your head, yeah, that's a temperature one you need to cool down. Okay, it can also be dehydration. Yeah, if your headache is at the front of your head, yeah, that's basically you're thinking too much. That's one of those you need to calm the stimulus down that you currently, because I can't remember the physiology behind it. But it's basically you're just thinking too much. Yeah, and you basically just need to go and reduce the stimulus, which is lying down in a calm room, you know, that's nice and cool, with no bright lights. Yeah. Yeah, but there you go. That's headaches for you.
Dad being a dad to everyone.
Now, if anyone is sat there during this show and gone, I suffer from those headaches, yeah, listen to the advice. It's from a physio. It works. Okay? It's not... I don't take tablets. I think in the past 10 years, other than the dentist stuff, when I used to suffer with my teeth, because I discovered that for 8 years, my dentist had been using temporary fillings instead of proper ones to make sure they were always going wrong, and I was always going back for more dental treatment, and always in pain. But other than those, yeah, I don't take tablets.
No,
Right.
I think you take like one. I thought you taken ibuprofen because of your banging headache.
No, that was my stiff neck from the computers, darling. I had to, in that case, because I didn't have any diazepam. Jez is saying, so you're telling me I need leeches, Mel? Yeah, that'll do. Leeches will do, Jez. Absolutely perfectly. Caffeine helps, shrinks the capillaries. No, it doesn't. What do you call it? caffeine would actually increase it. Shrinking the capillaries would decrease the...
Doesn't caffeine give you a migraine anyway?
It can do, yeah. It can mess with various things depending on chemical balances. But shrinking the capillaries would decrease the blood flow. And what we're trying to do here is actually increase the blood flow. So caffeine is not the way to go. Mel, the Headache Tutor spin-off channel when?
Medics with Dad.
Once a combat medic, always a combat medic. Right, James is asking, Mel, I've seen you use house paint through an airbrush. Any tips? Water it down, use a flow aid.
Don't put
strain it.
In it, it breaks it.
Yeah, but I do know I actually did a video on this, and it is in the Back to Basics playlist. And I think it's literally airbrushing with house paints. And I think it's about a 10-15 minute video where I go through all the steps of understanding how to use house paints in an airbrush. So the main thing is keeping it watered down. With house paints, the one thing you've got to really be careful of, because they're a really thick pigment, is straining them and making sure that you get no like stray bits of cured bits into your airbrush causing blockages.
Yep, he's definitely done a video on it.
Yeah. Pagan's saying, so smoke a cig? No, because nicotine can have interesting. It doesn't help with headaches either. I mean, to be truthful, with all these, like, have caffeine, have nicotine, you're adding more drugs into your system. Yeah, generally you get headaches because of imbalances and things that are out. Yeah, I mean, the only time with the tension headache, with a tension headache, which is, the migraines, neck tension. The only time that actually, ibuprofen can help if you've got excessively, if you're recovering from neck trauma, i.e. you have a neck injury, because it's an anti-inflammatory and it'll help with the swelling. If it's just tension, then you really need a muscle relaxant like Voltarol, diazepam. Yeah, Voltarol or diazepam. But unfortunately, they're a controlled drug, so trying to get your hands on those for headaches is normally a challenge, unless you're a physio, in which case you walk into your GP, you tell him exactly what you want and why you want it, and he smiles and he does a quick check to confirm that you're not conning him, and goes, there you go, Mel. And he's quite delighted that his 15-minute appointment was only actually 3 for me. I was treated for migraines in the UK in the 40s, you name it. I tried it with my first consultation in Spain. It was something else, a malformation at the top of the spine. So it gets checked. Yeah, that can happen. Where Atlas meets Axis. Yeah, your top 2 vertebrae are named Atlas. Well, technically they're C1 and C2. But they're also called Atlas and Axis. Because Atlas is the second one, and it's got like this peg that sticks up. And Axis is like a triangular one. No, actually, Axis is underneath, and that's the one with the dontoid peg. Atlas sits on top, which rotates around the peg, and then on top of Atlas is your skull, and they call Atlas after the Greek god who holds the world on his shoulders, because it looks like that with your skull on top of him. But yeah, you can get what you call it, sort of shrinkages. It didn't work. Go on.
I remember when you were a terrain channel.
Actually, I've just got proper burned by... Yes. Okay, enough with the medicine.
I'm sorry, I just had to.
Cheers, Dr. Mel. No worries, Jez. Right. Right, now tell you what, let's do some terrain stuff. Oh, Joe was saying, I remember when you were a terrain channel. Sheesh. Okay, John's asking, have you been following GW's contrast line? If you have, what terrain-specific uses do you think you will find for them? All right.
What?
I knew this was going to come up. I absolutely knew that this was going to come up. And I've seen it all over Facebook. Yeah, I've seen Pete the Wargamer. I've seen a couple of guys I was with at Adepticon banging on about them. Yeah, can someone explain what contrast paints are to me, please? Because I haven't looked.
Are you an idiot?
No, just I've been that busy. I've seen them come up. Now, normally you let YouTubers jump on these sort of things like they're bandwagons because they're after the views.
What's
and I
it
was
called?
like, contrast paints. Yeah, but I was just
What is
like, now I've got more
contrast
important
paints?
stuff to do. Brownie points to Willow.
Contrast.
Yeah.
Matte provides higher pass. Basically, it's like clear. It's clear paint.
No, that's normal contrast paint. We're talking about Games Workshop contrast paints. Highlight and shade in one coat. It's just a thicker kind of glaze.
Contrasting paint.
Right, okay. So what? Is it a specific, like one of those fluid density glazes? You know, the ones where it's a wash, but it always goes deeper in the recesses and really struggles to stick to the sort of like sharp points. So if you put it over a base colour, it automatically shades and highlights. Is that what we're talking about?
I'm looking at the Warhammer page. I'll see now.
More pigments. Yeah, so more pigment in it results in a... Basically, imagine it like this.
It's basically turning normal faded colours into neon.
Into neon. It's a thicker paint wash, right. Yeah. To explain...
Dad, it'll look like this. It's basically like water neon. Look.
Right. Imagine this is the surface of the model and you're looking at it that way, sort of thing. Yeah, so this pointy thing is something that sticks out, and this dip is a recess in a cloak or something like that.
What, so like something that bends in, so like if
Yeah,
you
yeah,
talk
fold.
about my clothes, so like this.
Yeah, so if Willow was to come around here, yeah, the peak would be this bit as it comes out, yeah, and the dip would be the recess there and the recess underneath, if you know what I mean. Now, when you get a heavy... Remember, Mel wrote 4,000 words on paints this week. Last week. Was paints this week? No, planning was last week. Paints, yeah, this week. Well,
Dad
I did it over the weekend, actually.
Anymore.
I've lost track of days. Yeah, but, yeah, when you've got a higher density liquid, what it'll mean is it will struggle sort of laying on the top of peaks because it's sort of... It's internal sort of like... I don't know if the term's attraction, yeah, but it'll want to separate and pull itself together, so it will fall into the recesses. Now, normally with a wash, you get a relatively easy, sort of distribution, okay, because there's very little pigment in it. And so you tend to get, it's a tone down across the whole thing, yeah. In the case of heavy pigment washes, what you'll get is they will pull themselves, especially into creases, and they will really struggle, okay, going into, into the top parts, especially depending on what binder they've used. If they've used a slightly slower binder, which is quite common with these things. Now, yes, it works great. That's the fluid mechanics around it. It will work great on models because that's a great technique. I wouldn't use them on terrain because you can just make up a heavy wash, and then after you've applied it, as long as it's got flow aid, it will go into the recesses. And then if you just need to pick up your highlight bits, just get a damp sponge or a damp cloth and just very quickly wipe straight across the top. Job done. You know what I mean? So with regards to using contrast paints on terrain, nah. Yeah, on models, they'll be great. They'll be absolutely great.
Or like landscapes, there's no use.
What the hell is going through GW? Contrast paints can be used as an undercoat, and they can also be applied onto an undercoat.
Dad's brain. What is this? Why is
Got it in 1 mil. Thick mag medium. Yeah. I mean, I get the feeling that if it's not sticking that well to the high recess points, yeah, it's got a slow retarding or a thinner matte medium actually. I'm trying to work out the additives. I've written thousands of words on paints and additives and what's in them and the different binders and vehicles and mediums and all that sort of stuff. You go broke with GW prices anyway if you used it on terrain. Yeah, the same applies across all sort of model. You know, that's why we don't. So yeah, that's to answer John's question on the contrast line. I'm sure it's good for models. Yeah, it will have been formulated for models, but it's unneeded for terrain. I mean, there might be odd little bits, you know, odd little details on your terrain that it's handy for. You know what I mean? These things do happen. Right. Button Polyps, Dave. I increased my pledge to $1 to $64 today, and someone who's never made any terrain really wants to, but not experienced it DIY. Will your book be ideal for beginners? Will it tell me what materials to buy? You nailed, mate. You nailed. Yeah. I can tell you right now, yeah, that the materials section alone, yeah, is 18 pages of the book. Because I've written 10 of them so far, and I've got the other. I'm hoping to get another 4 of them written tonight. I'm so far in the materials section. In fact, I can't. I'm not really supposed to show you, yeah, but this is the first draft layout on the 8 pages.
Dad, someone's gonna pause the stream and zoom in.
On planning. Yeah, triads, checklists, all sort of stuff.
Dad,
yeah.
pass it?
No, you can't have it. Now, I haven't got a printout, but I can tell you, yeah, in fact, I'm going to very quickly open Word, because I'm quite curious. Yeah, and I'll just bring you up to speed on where we are. Whatchamacallit.
Don't tell me you have a section called Whatchamacallit,
yeah.
Which is a glossary.
Yeah, that's what I've put. Yeah, if you were wondering if we were going to get the word whatchamacallit into the book, that's what I'm calling the materials section. So the materials chapter of 18 pages is the whatchamacallit chapter. I told you I'd get it in there. Right, okay. Whatchamacallit section. Right, we've got 1,000 words for the chapter intro and essentials. So that's going to cover all the things that you need right at the start to just get started. So that's the first page, roughly. Yeah, and that'll tell you everything you need to know, yeah, to get you running off the ground as a beginner as cheaply as possible. Dad. Yeah, wait. Next section on tools, yeah, there's about 1,000 word on brushes and the different type of paint applicators and what jobs in terrain they're good for and that sort of stuff. Then there's another 1,000 words on the general other tools. Yeah. Now, when we get to the wet stuff, yeah, which is part of the materials, yeah, we've got 2,000 words on paint and additives. So the different types of paints you can use and the different sorts of stuff you can mix with them. We've got another 2,000 words on glues and varnishes. And we've got about another 1,000 words on pastes and putties. Now that's things like your fillers, your milliputs and that sort of stuff. Tonight's section is dry stuff, which is all your core build materials, your natural stuff, your scratch building materials. And depending on how I go, whether I'll see if I can get into the scenics. But the very first 1,000 words of the materials section is literally about, here's the stuff you're going to spend £10 on and you're going to do most of your work with. And this is what you need and this is why you buy this. And, you know, so you nailed, mate. Don't worry about it. Right, what were you pointing at?
The one with the emoji.
It's saying, I'm broke and I want this book. Well, it is, I think we're keeping the pledge manager open until October, mate. So you've got a bit of time. Is it your birthday soon? Because it wasn't your birthday, but you had a bike, didn't you?
Yeah.
Is your bike okay now?
Yeah.
She's had a bike. She's had a new bike. Why did you have a new bike? Why did Dad decide to buy you a new...
Because I smashed my sats.
Because she smashed her sats. Sat down, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking... Yeah, I was sitting in bed and we were talking with our cousin. Corbin's birthday's coming up. You know, and he's been wanting a new bike and that sort of stuff. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking... She got 100%, and 99% in her sats. And all she's really had is 3 bags of sweets from the school. I was like, nah, I'll take a hit on that. That can come out of Dad's budget. So we got your really nice bike, didn't we?
Uh-huh.
And you're a happy girl, aren't you?
Uh-huh.
And you have to wear your helmet with it, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Yes, you do.
No.
Tan's been saying, Mel, surely that should be the title for the tools section. Well, technically, tools and materials all fit under whatchamacallits, Tam. So the 18 pages pretty much covers your tools, your brushes, your wet materials, your paints, your fillers, glues, all that sort of stuff, and your dry materials and that sort of stuff. So yeah. So I think, Dave, you are well covered, buddy. Mel, is there a difference in the materials that you can use on what is available in other areas of the world, such as the US or Australia? I haven't gone down and I haven't narrowed it down specifically by countries or anything like that. But where with like filler, I've used like the American term spackle as well. Same with a few other things where, you know, we use the term in the UK emulsion paint, in the US it's latex. So I've used a couple of terms like that. And with regards to materials and that sort of stuff, we will, I am very conscious that things like insulation sheets you can't get in hot countries. So there will be alternatives and, you know, other things to think about in those situations. It is in my visibility. I can't tell you how I'm going to handle it right now because I haven't written that bit yet. It is literally probably tonight's work, to be truthful. Yeah, check the materials and resources part of the terrainiacs Facebook group. Yeah, that's very true. And on top of that, once I've got the book written and over to Dave, I start on the PDFs. And one of the PDFs is like we're thinking some sort of living reference sheet for materials in different countries. You know, the supplies and stuff like that. But that's something I want to work out with you guys because I'm going to need your help to do that because I know the UK... Yeah, but I'm going to need your help for different countries of getting the information and getting that populated. Peter's saying, wear your helmet, Willow. Thingy-majigs is tools. No, thingy-majigs aren't tools. Dave, materials are called different things. All that. Yeah.
I want to roast you.
You're not roasting me.
Can I roast you? You know when you were showing everyone your work? There's more lines than brain cells in your head.
What?
There is more lines on that work in one paragraph than there is brain cells in your head.
Really? You really just said that to me while I'm on YouTube? After I've watched it, after I've looked after you and I've got your bike and everything.
You know I'm joking.
And then, what? I mean, look how hard I've been working. Ah, psych! She should. I'm sorry. Yeah. Who got roasted then, eh, girl? Hey, you roasted me. I'm your dad. I run circles round you, girl. Even when I'm in my wheelchair. Roasting me. More broke.
Wheelchair because you're too old.
Duck. You've just identified, that I have less brain cells in my head than then lines in that paragraph. Yet I poured one over on you. How many brain cells have you got then? Oh, you can't see it, but there's just off screen. There's this hand that's like she's doing the. I'm done talking.
If you're gonna use toothpaste, at least make one of them pretty though. You're going on YouTube.
Also,
Why
as
are you
someone who has
using
come
my
off a
pen?
bike with a helmet, I think I was thankful I wore it. Do you know what? When I was a kid, I came off my bike and my front wheel seized. Yeah, so I did the literal straight over the handlebars head first.
Can I have my pen back?
Yeah, and when I did it, I landed slap bang on my head, and I was wearing a cycle helmet because my mum made me wear it, and I hated the thing because I thought it made me look stupid and none of the other kids. Yeah, and I walked away with such a headache, and all I can remember thinking was, I'm sure I'd be dead now if it wasn't for that helmet. So yeah, you're wearing a helmet, even if I have to super glue it on. Enjoy that now. She won't fall for it much longer. Yeah, I'll enjoy it while I can, Kat. Yeah. Right, John's asking, but what about dragons? I don't know about dragons. Is this a Game of Thrones thing, or... I don't know. Okay, Bill's asking, what's your favourite method of aging wood? Do you use real wood or foam? If I want to do real nice woodwork, I use wood. Lollipop sticks, balsa wood. There's lots of stuff you can do with vinegar and acids. Yeah, but I actually just prefer working with acrylics. You know what I mean? In a nice picture. Oz, go lie down, mate. Yeah, I do prefer working with acrylics and a nice picture, to be perfectly honest. Okay. TK, I love your stuff. Been watching for a long time, but never made a live stream before. Welcome, TK. Patrick saying, Mel, what do you think of FFG Star Wars Legion paint range? I didn't know they had one. I'm assuming it's rebranded Army Painter, is it? Because that's the normal thing, isn't it? I don't know if that's true, but I mean, that's normally what it is. I'll be honest with you guys, with regards to recent developments in the gaming industry, I'm spending hours writing, and when I'm not writing, I'm sorting tech or planning things or doing something else. So I don't mean... I'm just out of it with regards to what's going on in the gaming industry at the minute. Shad's mime shirt, but what about the dragons? Oh, a Shad... You see, I need to sort t-shirts and merch for myself. And I haven't done that yet. Phil's asking, I've got TT Combat Wild West buildings to paint. How do I make the paint look sun-bleached and faded? Stipple it with greys. Dry brush and stipple with greys after you've painted it, mate. Grey, really light greys, yeah? Almost into whites in some cases. Yeah? Don't go towards cream. Stick with grey towards white. But if you just either stipple it, yeah? That's the aging effect, the whitening you get. If you want to see an example of it, Let's Make Fences, one of the fences in my Let's Make Wooden Fences, yeah, I think it's Let's Make Urban Fences, because I think there's 2 fence videos in the Let's Make playlist, but on one of them, I actually show the technique, yeah, so just go and have a look at that, and it's there, dude. Question 9 out of 10. Hello, boy.
Hello.
Andrew.
This one is too long.
Are you planning on doing any tutorials on making medieval machinery for work areas? Not right now, to be perfectly honest. There is a project that I don't want to talk about that will include that, but over the next couple of months, it's not on my list, mate.
Dad, I got something that'll make you laugh here. You ready? Don't say it.
Dad's screen looks like an angel. There's 2 things you joke about. Which one is it?
Don't. We're not having this conversation. We are not having this conversation on YouTube. Fad Mucker is asking, will polyfiber trees be on the book? Yes. There's an entire chapter dedicated just to trees. Yeah? So yes. It will be on the book, mate. Night time. Right. Oh, got another one. Pagan Shredhead. Have you seen that Warren from Beasts of War has challenged you recently? What? Hey? It's in one of their vlogs preparing for their boot camp. Right, I know there's Beasts of War fans on here. Come on, give me that. I have not, as I said earlier, I've not been, I'll be honest with you, yeah? Other than technical videos on how to connect my stylus to this or how to do such and such, I've not watched a single YouTube video, yeah, in the past 6 weeks. Yeah, since the Kickstarter, I've not watched a single one. So, right, someone tell me what Warren's been challenging me.
I'm Googling it now.
Remember that.
Well, I can't go watch it right now.
I'm going to arrange you to. Beast of Wars.
So come on, one of you must know about it. Pagan must know about it. He's telling me about it.
It's arranged you to.
Cat's reminding you that I've run out of questions, and you know what happens after 10 o'clock? If I've got no questions to answer, my bladder kicks in.
That was 2 days ago. So that will be the most recent one if it's got train tutor.
Well, you've got to remember there's a little bit of lag, so it'll take him a little bit of time from me reading that out. You can't play it, darling, or you'll have to go...
The volume's off.
Well, how are you going to know what you're saying to me?
Subtitles.
You're relying on YouTube subtitles. Right.
There, is that Warren? I'm not sure.
Oh wait, this is on
No,
tabletop.
Warren has hair and a lot more body to him. That's
Oh,
Justin.
we're on tabletop.
No, that's Beasts of War.
Well,
No, on tabletop is their other name, darling. So you're on the right side.
Are you kidding
Right.
me?
I bet he challenged you to a dance-off.
Oh.
Oh.
Trying to find it. He wanted you to figure out something with washes. All right.
But I saw a chocolate brownie Mars bar in the kitchen and it caught my eye.
Can I use the SAM technique? I'm not sure what SAM techniques on the trench in 35 scale. You should be able to do, mate.
Dad,
Yes, dude.
found this in the kitchen and it caught my eye.
You found your mother's chocolate in the kitchen and it caught your eye. Her hand's going to catch the back of your neck. She's going to ring you.
I've never seen this stuff before.
It's called a Mars bar.
It's a brownie one. It's a
You're-
chocolate brownie Mars bar.
You're eating your mum's chocolate brownie Mars bars.
I am.
Well, you're dead now. Have a good day.
Dude, you owe us some gopher dances. Probably do, to be truthful. Right.
I see nothing about Dad in the past week.
I'm going to have to go and find out what this is. What this is.
Can someone put the link in the chat?
I think he caught up with the dances when he got the whole gang to dance. I've been gopher dancing quite a lot, to be truthful.
Hey Dad.
Mainly just to keep my hips moving.
Yeah.
We're spending how much time I'm spending in the seat. Now I've got to return the seat.
Hey Dad, ready? Yeah. Every £100, sorry.
Yeah.
You do a go for dance.
Well, no. We'll go on, yeah.
Around that, basically. Right. Do one for every £100 earned on the Kickstarter.
Mate, I've already got to sign book plates. Do you know how long it's going to take me to sign 5,000
Dad,
books?
you should put in a little picture of you go for dancing in every single one.
Yeah!
Copy and paste.
They're already at the printers, so you're out of luck.
We'll put them in.
We've got enough paper. I think.
Sorry, mean build a trench the same way you did. Yeah, you should be able to, mate. At 135.
There's no link. Dad, literally, I can't find anything.
Right, I will have to go looking. Right, I am out of questions. My bladder is starting to dance, and we have been well over an hour.
No, you have 11.
Yeah, and I've done them all. So, guys, I am going to call it tonight. I will be back in the week. I will be doing live stuff and that sort of stuff, so you will see more of me. I've got an interview with Bill from Terrainiacs that I need to edit up, so I'll see about getting that as a little Tuesday video for you. Yeah. Yeah.
When did that go on?
Yeah. Pagan, email it, mate, if I can't find it. But anyway, yeah. I will catch up with you rather soon. Yeah, so, you guys...
Can I quickly, say the name of it in the chat? Can we have a...
No, they're going to send it to me. Yeah, so I'm calling it. Chill. Get off the floor, lad. Right, guys. I'll catch you rather soon. All the best, yeah?
Bye, guys.
Draw a picture.